Hey everybody, welcome back to the Utterly Pointless channel. Just have a relatively straightforward, um, pretty goofy kind of a build that involves cockatrices, improbable catapults, divine phoenixes, and waspid soldiers. So, this is a build that you can put together in pretty much any specialization. It may take a while to get some of these parts of the build, so I can't guarantee you might be able to do the whole thing immediately. It may take a few hundred levels to run through, but this is the breakdown of what happens here, and that is where the clawing cockatrice turns all creatures here into honorary cockatrices, which allows the Master of Cockatrices trait to cause enemies to always be confused. At the same time, the waspid soldier here will graciously, generously donate its trait Final Sting. So this will cause your enemies to deal 300% extra damage with their attacks, but after they attack, they get killed. And so that looks like a huge downer, but first of all, everything will always be confused. There will be a chance to attack and kill creatures on your team. However, you'll be able to get the first attacks in usually once the traits do get acquired on the enemy side, because there seems to be some tiny little bit of balance programming in there that prevents this from becoming an automatic win, which does work because it means that the enemy won't be getting the Final Sting trait right off the bat and attacking before confusion happens. So that will allow you to gather your breath a little bit, so to speak, and take your turn, thanks to a fusion here with a mimic. And then I have Reverberate, which is a spell that causes confused enemies to attack each other, kind of like those humorous Mexican... No. Is it Mexican? Was it Western first, or was it Mexican, or... I don't know. Blazing Saddles? Was that the famous scene where everybody shot each other, or was that way before? But you know what I'm talking about. Everybody in a shootout tries to shoot one target, and they jump up straight up or something, or grab a vine in the middle of the Wild West or something. I don't know. But anyway, I digress. This causes your enemies to largely attack each other. You may get one attack in on you if they have some special abilities. And as you can see, everybody really doesn't have too much of a spell list, but that is a good thing. And that is because it's in here somewhere. Hotspur is fused in with the divine phoenix here, which dies and comes back immediately on its turn, heals all damage, gets rid of all buffs and debuffs and minions and everything for a fresh start. But after the phoenix is killed or resurrected, it casts its first spell gem 3 times, and so that winds up causing a lot of reverberates. So any enemies that attack each other and for whatever reason still survive, that will help finish them off too. And I added an alpha, and I don't quite think the wording benefits what I do have here. But anyway, I'll just go do a quick run here. Doesn't matter which realm. Again, doesn't matter what specialization you use. If you do have Hell Knight, then yeah, that's helpful. Or if you have Witch Doctor, that's helpful too. But you can pretty much build it and then put any specialization in, much like my Stars Align build. So we'll see what happens here with this quick fight with a monster. I'm not even gonna grab a buff. So as you can see, it's not really working that quickly. I do need to have the Waspid Soldier bestow it the trait that it has. But let me just go through the history here. Oh, no kidding. That's right, I did have Stars Align, and I did have even the odds in here still. So that gets you a free kill, and I do have Pacing Death's Trail. Let me just double check. I should, but oops, that was short for Master of Cockatrices, I promise. Yep. Alright. Well, that's a little embarrassing because that was some more beatdown, but that was with my Stars Align build. This will be a little bit different and just again focuses on using the Reverberate as soon as possible. So as soon as any of your creatures gets a turn in, just cast Reverberate. They attack each other, and that is it. So yeah, the fourth creature I've got, or fifth creature rather, is an alpha, and I was looking to boost some of the cockatrice traits because some of those are based on the number of creatures in your party of this or that class or race or what have you. So there we go. I'll grab a free buff here. Davy. I like Davy. Davy's a pretty vicious little guy, but I just want to check about the timing of the traits here. And let's see what we got. So everything does get the final sting trait fairly early on. But as you can see, there's still some other stuff going on. An alpha possibly being an avatar gets a little bit of a boost here, but yeah, let's see what happens here at the very, very beginning. So yeah, looks like Ass Kicker is getting in there, but just a little bit too early for anything to really kick in. So I don't want to have the Waspid Soldier get killed before it can give out its traits. I don't know if being able to attack so early with Ass Kicker might cause it to do that. I suspect it would, but anywho, back to Reverberate, which is generous, and that will allow recycling of your spell charges and so on, so you don't get into too many crazy fights. Pretty odd why those guys aren't dying just yet, but let me see what happened in the history. So as you can see, Final Sting did wind up working, which was weird that it was delayed. Yep. So Yep, Final Sting did kick in. It looks like rebirth did happen on the enemy side, so okay. So that's a special boss knocked out, or an exotic knocked out already, with just one buff from the realm, and this should be working a lot faster. Oh, come on. Floods are nature. Silly. Suppose you're gonna go ahead and... Ooh! Yeah, that one's getting ground. I wonder why all these nether stones are showing up. Could it be some awful amount of pain and suffering that I had to go through in the game? Maybe. I won't give the spoiler away. So that's an entire realm already cleared, and nice to have some riddle dwarves still littering the place, along with a treasure chest. What's cracking? Yeah, Krakens are really pretty fragile. I mean, you can use Disc of Creation, but I really would not want to have to deal with them, because you would have to turn your relics off, make sure that you don't give any kind of extra stats. So it's a noble mechanic to work on, but I don't know. you would have to make it very, very aggressive to be able to do what it has to with those additional stats in time. So maybe someday I'll work on making a Kraken build, but I'd really better get cracking because I've been having so many delays making it. I don't think that I have too many Disc of Creation spells. Those should be easy to get together, but that has to be the first thing that you focus on if you get a Kraken build, because something is going to happen where you either gain or lose stats from enemy actions, or heaven forbid, something that you overlooked and left in your team. So, for example, a random spell. So, customizing in that way will help you LARP your Kraken build as something simple and brutal and reclusive, I guess you could say. So as you can see, anything that does happen before the trait of Final Sting does get donated over to the enemy side is not very helpful. So perhaps Anticipation, which I believe is a Centaur trait. I had said Carnage a while back, but yeah, I think it is Centaur, and that's 3 attacks for every enemy death. But still, that would really have to tie into getting some more minions in, possibly with a Necro Grimoire in spot 5. And that should about do it for your build. I mean, if you were patient about working until turn 1, you can build it that way. Or if you really want to get Stars Align in and Necro Grimoire, I think that should work. You just have to get an Anticipation worked in. I don't think Daniel Larson here has anything so useful. Just do tectonic upheaval. Sorry to talk like I'm in a Pennsylvania rally here. So as you can see, you pretty much have to work with that Reverberate. So the moment we can actually cast a Reverberate will be cool. So that's a sample situation where not everything goes to plan, but you can still limp your way through and get it done for the next fight. Yeah, I feel loved. Okay, plus 30 favor for anybody not really paying attention. That's what that was all about. So as you can see, if you use Reverberate from your generous gems, that will be very easy to help you conserve your charges for your main gem. Again, anybody just has to be able to cast it once, and that should do all the lethal damage that you need here with final stings. There we go, finally working in favor of what I've been trying for. So let's see. That should about do it. So yeah, I don't even know if I could put stars align in here as well and make that pretty filthy, but let's take a look. That would be, let's see, and it doesn't matter. Well, it kind of does matter about class if you're going to get stars aligned in. So we'll just put Danny back and then go back to level, and there's Necro Grimoire, and believe me, when you build this, oh gosh, there we go. Make sure that there are only 3 non-cockatrices in your team, and that this guy is always here on the left, because otherwise confusion will not set in and you'll be in a world of pain. So let's see what we got for anointments here. Dreadnought, even the odds. Revelation, reverberation. So I'm going to go out on a limb and take out Revelation as a safety here, and I think Witch Doctor may have something good at the moment. Oh, wow. Okay. What I was thinking about was Blind Eye, which I still don't have. That would be really sweet. I'll just put Hedge Magic in. So I just need to make sure. So this is where stuff is going to get a little bit tricky for getting the stars align in right off the bat. So I do have Anticipation. Triple Suns helps. Jeez, let's see. But this would help where Vicha's Surprise would trigger twice, causing a grand total of like 6 spell casts. Which is really a bit much. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna need that many casts here. So what I'll do is just deposit the grimoire and because right now it's really tough class-wise, unless I can get Daniel Larson back. Let's see. Okay, so this was the good one that I had. But yeah. Okay, yeah, that's actually workable because, and this winds up being really fussy, really delicate configuration here. So if the classes of the last 3 creatures in your party change to that of the first creature in your party, that would be a grand total of let's see, let me just I hate when I'm thinking out loud because that makes echoes happen real bad, but this is actually really good because this will make these 2 guys death class as well as these 3 guys, and that will make a grand total of 2 casts of 4 minions apiece, because this guy will be death, and then these 4 will be death creatures as well. And I also have the second indiscriminate summoning spell here, so that's another 2. So that would put me right at a grand total of 7 plus. So in theory 10, I hope. And so let me just make sure Star's Line is there. Dreadnought will let us always hit. Even the odds. And I do see a conflict here of 2 ass kickers, so let's see. So yeah, if I could get some reactive attacks here. From the creature itself. Let's see. Yeah, so I don't really know about anything that would let a creature attack right off the bat with a relic. There is a chance that it may be in here somewhere. Oh, nice. Yeah, so this is kind of a rabbit hole here. Looking for another chance to attack with stars aligned, so I will go with 1,000 needles. That'll let me get in extra attacks right there. Okay, and unfortunately that may complicate things with spellcasts because I would be using Reverberate an extra time, but so be it for the moment. So I'm just trying to think of anything I may have missed. I got my class change, I got my race change set up here. 2 cockatrices on the left, both of death class. Grab some treasure. So this is a really end game sort of a build here. Do not try this at home unless you have put in way too much time. What do I have next? Good. All right. So I'm just going for my anointments here. And Dreadnought will ensure that we always hit. Even the odds is still in there. And let's see. And Reverberation will put a very quick end to things if you have stars align with a bunch of extra attacks really quick. So that is kind of stealing the thunder from the actual Reverberate spell and Final Sting. But I mean, this thing is so goofy that I don't know. I'm sure the developers have thought about it, but I think this is at the very edge of possibly making them scratch their heads and be like, this guy just needs some other things to do. So we'll see how fast this goes and how many minions we get, and here goes. Wow, nice. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, stars align did wind up operating off, looks like 8 minions here. Wow. And the great thing is, even if something goofy happens where you can't use minions at the very beginning, all your enemies will have confused. They'll all get the final sting, and it's going to be filthy. All you have to do is still cast Reverberate. And so this is a double insurance type of build that I will be saving very shortly. I think this is very likely. I would say the best one I've built if I don't get any kind of Shadowbringer in there too. But I mean, that's a far third, considering that I would have to get some kind of healing mechanism in there, and I don't quite know if I would. Let me see if there is room here with this non-Daniel Larson here. So wow, I forgot that does combo with the Phoenix being killed and then resurrected. So let me just double check about that, and it would probably benefit me more that I would be able to have this guy take its turn often with Petra and Ace, the relics. So I don't know, I'll leave it like that for the moment, but looks like there is one tiny bit of further fine-tuning I could do. But for a non-boss 4-sweeper, this 5-creature team is awesome. I mean, look at that. So let's take a look at the battle here and see what actually killed everybody. So there was a desperate sacrifice got Pacing Death's trail going. So that's goofy. Wow. And the cold cockatrice just went nuts because the clawing cockatrice got killed from desperate sacrifice. So alright, looks like Improbable Catapult worked fairly early on. Well, and looks like the Waspid Soldier attacked itself, or rather attacked and then got killed with the final sting. Okay, so the Holy White died of zombie, it looks like. Gravebane White died of damage as well. looks like the Gravebane White attacked the Reclusive White due to confusion. And then I think the Gravebane White should be dying of final sting there at some point. Yeah, so this one's just overkill. Wow. I don't even want to get into that. I don't see any kind of... Excuse me. My hallmates are slowly killing me. Literally with their smoke, so I just got some money to get out of here, so I'm very excited about that. Wow. So yeah, that was some deadly, and this was easy enough to read too. So there we go, even the odds. Killing the first creature, Necro Grimoire, uses Anticipation. So these realm hits are kind of curious, but a lot of damage to the Shadow Moth here I see up top. Darnazgirl. This name generator, I have to say, is amazing. I mean, these are Tolkien level name generations. I mean, I don't see anything like Bub or JoJo or anything like that by any stretch. Let's see what we got. Yeah, it just looks like crazy minion damage here. So there's no kind of one-hit sting. I got dire wolves going crazy. Wow. And so the Necro Grimoire is just going utterly crazy with the Anticipation trait, so pretty sweet. Huh. And Triple Suns is a Netherstone trait, so that just keeps the initial insanity way down. So we're just sitting there chilling while we're getting all of our plans together. Very tough to get any kind of debuff kills to disrupt the strategy that early on. So, wow. What have I got left? Some effigies to get, and that will be the end of this round. So, thank you so much for watching. It was very fun to do this little bit of a boost here for my creatures. As you can see, Stars Align has not even been a factor. It's just been an issue of getting some attacks in with even the odds and Anticipation. And then the minions have just been chewing stuff right up, so. Ad nauseum, so. Ripplevane is a fantastic relic to have for the Necro Grimoire, and there's the final effigy there. Oh, a Creature Master. Wow, things survived. So yes, I'll be able to use Reverberate. And that's a nice backup to have. Wow, That's pretty elite. So I don't know if that's something Eastern European for the language of what sounds like Hey Baba Skiba. But if anybody is a language student out there and knows where it may have come from, feel free to leave it in the comment, misinformation included. And I think that'll be it. I can probably go back and build Ripple Vein up a little bit more, but I don't even really have to, I don't think, to be able to get some decent enough results here, so. Ooh. That's a lot of health. And it's 4 concurrent boosts, so that just adds right up, almost like it's more than a single 50% boost or what have you. I'll have to see what that really does. Because I do know that if you boost something up a bunch of small times instead of one large time, it can be more than that one large time. So that's it. Just gonna knock out a tree. I think that's it. Yep. Nothing worth it. A little bit of crafting materials down there that I have like 27,000 of. Ooh, was that a feather up here? Yeah. Alright guys, well, thanks for watching that really powerful Stars Align / final Sting build. I have to say that cockatrices do kind of have to sit in as a secondary role on your team. They may not be the specific source of damage that you're hoping to destroy everything, but as you can see with the class change and stuff, that made for some minions and final stings that destroyed everything pretty much 100% of the time. So that's it. Take care. Talk to you guys soon. I gotta save this and go enjoy this thing that I call a weekend.